Yeah, whenever you're ready for a statement.
Do those numbers look better with your glasses off?
No, not at all. Just something that, besides the obvious, that jumps out. Atlanta had 52 points in the paint. That takes care of every quarter. It takes care of its offensive rebounds. That's dribble penetration. That's putbacks. That's easy post feeds. Glaring. I think the biggest thing was poise down the stretch. Had 4 possessions with turnovers. They got a little bit tougher, and we didn't handle that. We had 3 points in the last 7 minutes, and then Pitt scored that 3, so 6 points in the last few minutes. So it wasn't so much Atlanta executing. They just came at us really, really hard, and I credit them. That's how they played, and we didn't respond. And I told the girls, we were in the locker room quite a long time, we need to get a sense of urgency yesterday. It's no excuse to not finish out. You put yourself in a position when you come out of timeouts, you got to execute a little bit better. If not, you're going to be on the short end of a lot of things. The good thing about it is you don't have time to sulk about it. You got to recognize it. You got to own it. And you got to get ready for the next one. And that's what they're doing right now.
21 turnovers, 11 assists. Which number is more distressing?
Both, equally. Equally, just in terms of 15 would have been a decent number to have against a team like Atlanta, and also the fact that we run a lot. We usually have 1 or 2 transition turnovers a half because we're trying to run some transition, which I can live with a couple of those because we're trying to play at a pace that complements our skill set and roster, but they're both equally bad.
Epiphany back in the lineup finally. Assess her performance?
Yeah, Piff on the court helps spacing. Just because someone can't go double. And we're talking to Sil a little bit about slowing down. She get the ball, she want to go really, really fast. Some of that is, anxious and wanting to dominate. But I think Piff did fine. I think she's going to continue to have a little bit better reaction time defensively. Offensively, her instincts are good. It's just a matter of getting her wind and making sure that all the minutes that she's playing is quality. I got lucky today because a couple of timeouts came when we were getting ready to sub her, and she was okay because I thought I would play her about 18 to 22 minutes. I ended up playing her 25 or 6, I think.
Speaking of
28.
28.
Speaking of quality minutes, Carolyn Swords gave you some big minutes in the first half and still in foul trouble.
She did. And she's not going to make a lot of mistakes in that regard. Sometimes with some of the defensive schemes, you struggle with some of the pick and roll schemes, but she didn't today. I thought we got some quality minutes there. And I'm glad you mentioned that because sometimes when you have a disappointing loss, sometimes you, as a coach, don't point out some of those things. So I did. I thought we got some quality minutes from Carolyn. You wouldn't need that moving forward.
Other than that, or anything you take away as a positive from this game?
It's over. She laughed at me.
Are you beyond frustrated with the way that Sylvia Fowles gets pounded game in and game out? That was just a really huge point. Patricia.
I like my paycheck. I'm tired of the league taking money away from me.
I'm not trying to go get anything, but that was really a big key in this game, the way her
Can you write about it for me? Yes, they battle. I just wanted to keep it legal. It gets extremely frustrating when you don't get it on one end and then you get the touch foul on this end and there's not a level of consistency, blah, 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 blah. That was not our issue tonight. That's just Sylvia's plight for life, I guess. And yes, it's extremely frustrating.
Was it nice to, even though she got the tee, was it nice to see her kind of just step up and maybe just defend herself a little bit and get angry and maybe try to light a fire underneath herself?
No, I don't like tees unless I'm getting them. I would have hoped that she would have gotten a warning. I would have hoped someone would have said, you know what, maybe I missed something to and made this mild-mannered individual so irate.
It looked like you were trying to get her out of the game before she got the technical.
Yeah,
And
because
it's like,
I just saw her on the other end, and I would, had somebody at the bench for her. I couldn't fathom that feeling. I'm sitting there watching it, but it's what you have to deal with and try to find a way to play through it, around it, above it, and kind of erase it. I always talk to Seal about this is where they can't foul you. When you get an offensive rebound and a putback. So you try to take some of those little mental exercises to get her through that. You're strong enough, you're powerful enough, you're quick enough to get to the rim and get a rebound and a putback, and it can't collapse. So that's how I got to help her there.
what was your message to the team after the game?
I'll have to leave that one in the locker room. They may share several messages. I'm sure they'll open their mouths and tell you. Just in terms of ownership of our inability during crucial situations and evaluating why, from poise to toughness to whatever it is. And I put all those things in the room because different people have a different take on it. I don't mean it in a bad way. Different people, maybe some people are afraid, some people are anxious, all those things. But until you own it and put it out there, you can't correct it. And I told him, I said, listen, coaches lose games and players win them. So that pressure's gone, okay? The pressure is to recognize, and if you can't, we can help you. What one or two facets of the game that you need to improve, and then build from there, because you don't want to let opportunities keep slipping by. And I let them talk. I say, I'm tired of talking. You guys tell me. And some players stepped up and talked. And, but it's about making sure we get a good night's sleep and get back tomorrow at 11 and get ready for Washington. And that's the good thing when you asked about, what was good about it, and I said it's over. It did sound funny now that I'm listening to myself say it, but what I meant by that was it's over, and you have another one coming up on Sunday, so you can get that focus and get some immediate feedback on things you need to correct.